Let's go back to hockey here. Owls with the short change going right to left. That's what they struggled with last period, was the long change. As now here's Brooks making a nice move, trying to get on goal around good, and it's poked away by Edmonds. A follow-up shot deflected wide. Now that one's skied ahead. Boyer will handle it, and she'll dump it in deep. Now player going down. Behind net, that's Ricker. Think he chips that one ahead. Here's Leslie. Back to Reese. Brooks chips that one ahead. Chasing after it, Ricker and Stewart in the corner. And Stewart will play it over to Norman. Checking the puck well, but knocked away by Lisak. Now Lisak working behind the net. Up top a shot, and Chung turns that one away. Here's Hunter. Lisak now. Centering pass, played away by the Owls. Norman hits it out of the zone, but just to the stick of Cookingham. Now in on goal, nice move, poked away, the rebound, up in the air. Chung is able to kick it to the corner.
Yeah, I think that was blocked by a Keene State defender. Couldn't tell exactly who it was.
Yeah. Now here's Lisak. Gaining the zone. Protecting the puck, she puts it high. Nice move there. But couldn't find the net. And she'll get another chance here. Lisak shoots, that one deflected high as well. Now the Owls are finally able to get out of their zone. Here's D'Souza. 2-on-1. She's got Spinelli. Back door. It's shot and saved by Sutherland.
Well, there though, done by D'Souza. I mean, honestly, she's been extremely solid this whole game. Definitely one of the better players on the ice we've seen today. And finally gets another shot. So all fours around. 4 shots on goal for the Owls. 44 for Norwich, the Cadets. And then 4 goals as well for Norwich.
Definitely you like to have a little fun with the scoreboard. I know you do, Carson.
I do?
You do like to have fun with the scoreboard. There have been many times I can recall.
I'm glad you can recall those because I can't.
Blaine fans on the shot. The follow-up is gloved away by Chung. Now Leslie fires that one on Chung. Will snag it for a whistle. Really? You don't remember them?
In what sport?
Soccer.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
You like to make those things like all the fours and whatnot. I swear you said that.
Maybe. We'll see if we get a clip or I get tweeted at of a compilation of all the times I've mentioned the scoreboard and numbers.
Yeah, like send people out to go find them for us. Be like, hey Twitter, go find the clip of me saying this to prove Teddy wrong. The save is made by Chung again.
I'll ask Rock.
Yeah. Hey, ChatGPT. 42nd save of the night for Chung. She's still in net for the Owls. Draws one back. Owls come away with it out of the zone. Molly Price in pursuit. Here's Sage. Good pressure there by Finke. And Price will get it out to the Owls' alternate captain.
So, Teddy, at what point do you think, or at what point at all, do you pull Chung and put a different goaltender in net?
So right now I let Chung play unless she's really showing huge signs of fatigue or unless this game really gets out of hand. But the way the game's been playing so far, I would leave Chung in unless she's facing 70 shots, maybe get someone else in there. But as of right now, I think I see Chung playing the whole game.
Fair enough. Time will tell, especially as Keene State has created another opportunity, getting another shot on goal there, coming by way of number 20, Emily Underhill.
Yeah, it really hasn't appeared too much out there tonight, but able to get the Owls' fifth shot on goal.
Now 2 shots already this period, so they're on track to have this be the leading period with their shots, at least, on goal.
Yeah, the same amount of shots as the first period. One of those was their goal. That was Brianna Finke on the power play. And here's Hunter. Ahead for Brooks. Gains the line. And now in the corner, played around the net. DeMeo chasing after it. Chips it along. Still fighting for it on the boards. That pass taken away. The shot and blockered away by Chung. Now here's Abby Pamajba. Elbows working in those 2 extra forwards. Underhill now. Into some open ice. Ellie Patrick not there. Good pressure there by Tabby Jones. Now off the stick of Underhill. D'Souza able to get it in on the deflection. Pressuring Lisak. Good move there by the Cadet center. And now here's Brooks. Draw pass, the shot, and saved by Chung. Loose puck, the net dislodged briefly, and we'll get a whistle.
If you're just now joining us and need a little bit of a game recap and wondering how we've gotten to a position where it's 47-4 on shots on goal. To open the game, Norwich, Brianna Ricker got the scoring started and the game started just 48 seconds into the game in the first period. But Brianna Finke followed that up and tied it up just 6 minutes later, and it stayed that way until the end of the first period. I'll give you the second period next.
That one played in the corner. Yeah, we'll get the 3 goals and who scored them for Norwich. 2 power play goals for that matter.
Might I add, Brianna Finke's goal came off that power play as well.
Yep. Well, puck still loose in the slot, coming away with it. There's Cookingham. Chung makes the save. The puck squirts out to the far circle. Now here is Jones. Off the boards, kept in by Tuesday. Now cross corner. Cookingham now taken away by the Owls and flung out of the zone. So now McIntyre up ahead for Lisak. Controlled by Patrick. Deflection there goes to Emma McNeil. Lorelai Norman trying to get in on goal, and Sutherland will cover it up. Some pushes out in front. That's Emma McNeil going down out in front of the net.
Yeah, that push coming from what I think was Gina Cookingham.
McNeil now just getting to her feet.
Or actually, I think it was Ellen Reese, and we'll see if who the penalty goes on here.
And there will be no penalty called. Just some post-whistle extracurricular.
Happens.
Usually you like to let them play unless it's really egregious. That one squirts out the center ice. Norman will fire that one back in deep. Sutherland comes out of her cage to play it. Lyles had a great chip there by Lindsbickler. She's got a 2-on-1. The save is made by Chung. The follow-up shot blocked. That was a great shot for a rebound by Lindsbickler. She had Libby Lane trailing, but the rebound didn't go directly where she wanted.
To follow up on what I was going over earlier, so it was 1-1 at the end of the first period. Then going into the second period, Norwich got their go-ahead goal. The game winner, you could say, 2-1, became from Livia Brooks with 3:52 into the second period. Then Gina Cookingham scored on the power play, and then Brandon Ricker got another one off the power play, so she's got 2, leading the team in goals today.
13:30 to go here in the third period. Yeah, like you mentioned, Livia Brooks right now has what would be the game-winning goal unless the Owls can get one more. No one staying in the zone. Shot saved by Chung from the blue line. And that one will be another icing.
However, the Owls offensively have looked a lot better this period, almost at half. This period, creating more chances, getting a couple more shots on goal. And by a couple, I mean quite literally a couple, as in 2. But that's more than we've seen, so it's been successful. And it's, like I mentioned, in the first period, just building off of things. You're playing a top team in the nation. You want to just learn as much as you can from playing one of these teams.
And you're really, there are definitely many positives to take from this game. If you can still play them tough for the final 13 minutes, that shot deflected wide. In the corner, trying to get it out. The Owls eventually do. Here's Tuzik. She's got some open ice. She'll shoot, and Chung swallows it and gets the whistle.
Chung has just been unbelievable today. I mean, you can't ask for much better from your starting goalie, and especially in a game like this, she could have put her head down and just said, I'm done, a while ago. She keeps fighting, keeps working hard, which is just so respectable. And I'm sure after the game, Norwich will show a lot of respect towards her as well.
She's made 48 saves. There's still 12 and a half minutes of play left. That one taken back by Boyer. She'll shoot. It's blocked and out of play. Wonder if we can get a check on total shot attempts for Norwich. As obviously the 52 shots on goal. And if they have a lot more shot attempts, the Owls have a decent amount of blocked shots as well. Obviously, have shots that have gone wide. We touched on the Owls' 1-0 win last Saturday against Hilbert, where they had over 80 shot attempts. So just about over 60 shots on goal in a 1-0 win. As the whistle blown, 2 players go down behind the net. That was DeMeo and Ricker. The whistle's blown. We'll see what the eventual call is here. Will he get both of them or just one?
Yeah, DeMeo seems to be very, very frustrated coming off the ice. It's going to be both of them, though.
Yeah, that's DeMeo's second roughing penalty. It'll be 4-on-4, I believe, again. Head coach Justin Simpson can't believe it.
But again, that's been the story of the penalties today. Almost all of Keene State's penalties have came off of just frustration. None of them have been in the run of play, really. It's all been kind of just extracurricular things that don't belong in the game of hockey. And unfortunately, they get lucky this time. But they're still jawing at each other.
Yeah, they're still, letting them know. You're right, Carson. I'm looking at him. DeMeo still giving Ricker the business.
And Ricker giving it right back.
Yeah. Get 2 minutes of 4-on-4 again. Here's Finke. That one taken away by Anna Lisak. Poked away by Good. Good defensive play there by the freshman. Now up top, Reese. Almost pickpocketed by Finke, but regains control. Down in the corner. Up top. And the shot by Leslie is gloved by Chung.
I'll be interested to see how head coach Rob Morgan handles this, not good. I can't think of the right word to describe it. Undisciplined, actions from his team, especially when DeMeo comes off of this power play. How long this should be on the ice for? As a head coach, for me, I'm not sure how happy I would be right now.
Well, obviously, in a conference game, you expect it to be a lot more physical.
100%.
But especially, that's DeMeo's second time getting a matching roughing penalty.
But there's a difference between being physical and being unsmart.
Yeah. And it's really showing the frustration that the Owls have had tonight.
However, amidst the frustration, not down an extreme amount, they lost games worse to arguably worse teams than Norwich last year.
Yeah. And whistle blown. We'll see what the call is. And the net dislodged once again. So that was Marja Liebbichler and on goal. It got deflected wide, but not sure if Chung skate may have kicked the post off its peg, or possibly a following player, but still a defensive zone faceoff for the Owls. 11:07 to go in the third, 1 minute left in 4-on-4 action. And that one comes to the stick of Norman. She'll take a check. And handled by Good. Here's Edmonds. Good catch there by Norman off the stick. Or skate, pardon me. She'll dump that one in deep. Patrick in pursuit. As now here's Olivia Boyer. Good poke there by Good. Here's Hunter now. Cross ice, Boyer couldn't handle the saucer pass. And she'll wrap it around. Hunter shoots, it's blocked. Good job by Ellie Patrick getting in the way there. 10 seconds left of 4-on-4 action. Battle 4 in the corner. Boyer finds the loose puck. Tries to wrap around, denied by Good. And Edmonds will try to control. Gets it out to Ian Tosca, who goes down, and a penalty is called on Norwich. That one, I believe, will go on Riley McIntyre.
Now King State, I mean, just seconds after that first penalty went away, gets a chance to have that man-up advantage here and maybe get one back. I will mention that DeMeo went straight from the penalty box to the bench, so we'll be interesting to see if she comes back into this game later or how coach will handle that situation.
Usually in hockey, if you like the matchups out there, you'll have the player come from the bench to get a change with a player on your bench.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised she didn't say something else. She was thinking, trying to get a shot. It gets taken away by Norwich. So we're over halfway through the third period. That one's sent down ice.
I just think it'll be interesting to see if DeMeo does come back into this game. How, maybe did she have a chance to cool off, or what's going to happen as there's another big play there.
Yeah, that was D'Souza with the hit. King State 1 for 3 on the power play tonight. Norwich 2 for 4. That speaks out to D'Souza.
Yeah, I think he had a good chance on goal there.
That one out of the zone, too far for anyone. Here's D'Souza. I'm sure we will see DeMeo later in the game. D'Souza breakaway. Here's Ellen Reese in on goal. She scores! Ellen Reese, short-handed, puts Norwich up 5-1 with 9:05 to go.
Yeah, I mean, that play was on a platter for Reese, and she slots it home. Does exactly what she's supposed to do in that situation.
The second goal of the season for the freshman out of Cardiff, Wales. And nice move there, beating Ai Chung 5-hole. The Owls still have 1 minute and 5 seconds left of power play action. That one thrown down ice. Norwich still bringing the pressure with one man on the penalty kill. A yard sale out there. That was Spinelli losing a glove and her stick. Is now lead pass for Tabby Jones. She'll curl. Finds Edmonds. She'll shoot. That one blocked. They caught Norman up high. That one will sting. As Good's able to keep it in. She'll chip it down into the corner. Here's Norman. Unable to cycle it. And now taking it away is Brianna Ricker. He's on hat-trick watch tonight. Still 20 seconds left of power play time for the Owls. And here's Patrick. Gets a give and go from Tabby Jones. Ellie Patrick takes a check and will lose the puck to Lisak. Madeline Lyles mishandles that one. And Patrick will dump it in and go, not for a change, she'll stay on the ice. The Owls running 3 people at the blue line, trying to stay a little more defensive. As Ammons a stretch pass to Lidsbickler. Here's a shot falling down, and the save is made by Chung. Working behind net is the Owls. In the feet of Underhill, she didn't know where it was. And now here's McIntyre. Still working behind the net with DeMeo. Tuzik down low. DeMeo wraps around, trying to reach Underhill. Brady with a good step. And Brady still doing a great job of keeping it in. Jordan Brady, a sophomore out of Green Bay. Tuzik chips it off the boards. Yeah, it was delayed offsides. Ian Tosca will check up. Now up for Penny Sage. Trying to get a step, good defensive play there by Ian Tosca, knocking the puck away. Under 6:40 to go here in the final frame. A shot from outside. The save is made by Chung. Now Price battling for it. Sage has control. In the feet of Sophia Nelson. It will go out of the zone. Finke chasing after it with Reese. Finke now physical play. Behind the net, she'll lose the puck. Now circling in front of her own net. A dangerous thought there by Alex Leslie. Luckily for her, it proved to do no damage. But here's a pass now mishandled by Jones. Ahead for Boyer. She'll get that one deep. Chasing after Edmonds. Wraps it around. Good chip there by Spinelli, but taken away by Hunter. Here's a cross-ice pass. Brooks couldn't find Hunter out in front. Now slow to get up is Brianna Ricker. She's still open in the slot. Taken away by the Owls. Here's Spinelli now at center ice. Under 5.5 to go. She'll dump it in and go for a change. Here's Brooks. Good play there by Underhill, but Norwich takes it right back. Boyer now. Good stick handling in the Owls zone. Brady able to keep that one in. Now she'll fire one on goal. Chung will make the stop, leaves it for good. A miscommunication between Good and Edmonds, but the fan on the pass, the Owls still unable to get it out of their zone. Now some physical play in the corner. Up top to Tuzik. Brady now. Toe drags, shoots, and Chung makes the save.
One thing Keene State has really done well this period is just focusing on not letting this game get out of hand, as Norwich is going to make a line change in. Yeah, I was just seeing what was going on there with Sutherland as she was headed over to the bench. Didn't know if there was going to be a change for her.
Yeah, it seems like an equipment malfunction.
Yeah, just an equipment change.
Fixing up the pad or the skate, most likely. She's all good to go.
But limiting the shots and limiting the goals, for that matter, this game could have ran away. I mean, 58 shots on goal. This could turn into a 10-0 game, 10-1 game for that matter. But Keene State gets their most shots on goal this whole game in this period and limits the most shots on goal this period, in addition to equal for goals so far.
Here's Finke getting the line. Tries to center one to Ian Tosca. Gets intercepted, and now here comes Madeline Lyles. Stewart able to put the pressure on, but Linz Bickler is there to follow it up. Ian Tosca goes down. We play on. Here's Linz Bickler. Cross ice Lyles tries to move around Stewart, unable, but she gets the puck back. Nice move there. Shot from a tough angle. Chung makes the save. And now here's DeMeo. The puck's still loose. Libby Lane was focused more on the physical aspect of the game rather than the puck at her feet. Finke now gains the line. And she's unable to get it deep. And now here comes Grace McCluskey. Yeah, delay penalty called on Keene State. And this one
looks like it's going to go on Maddie D'Souza
for the third time tonight. 3:11 to go.
Out of the 6 penalties tonight on Keene State, 3 of those come from Maddie D'Souza. 2 of those come from Caroline DeMeo. 1 of those coming from Brianna Finke. So interesting. That doesn't always happen. That's the same 3 players. And half of those coming all from Maddie D'Souza. Definitely talking points for Coach on the Sullivan Tire postgame show following the conclusion of this game. 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd period.
And fix the clock there, put 2 minutes of power play time for the Cadets.
Keene State tried to get away with saving a second on the power play.
Now draw 1 back to Reese. Now Leslie gets it back from Emmons. Up top, Leslie shoots and never got through. There's good behind the net. Taken away by Norwich. Here's Reese. Makes a cut up top to Leslie. Emmons now. Back to Leslie. And he worked those 3 defensemen on the power play. Leslie shoots and Chung makes the save, the rebound, they score! Hat trick. Brianna Ricker has 3 tonight. And it's 6-1 Norwich.
Right place, right time for Brianna Ricker there.
There was 1 hat attempted to be thrown on the ice, too much netting. I don't think it got up to the net and hit the glass, but
I would love to see another hat throw attempt by a fan. He's going to get his hat back. I don't know if he can hear us, but I'd be interested to see if he tries again.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to try it.
No. There's netting there. You won't be able to get it over. I love the effort, though. But there is netting. I mean, that's mainly for pucks, but
I guess the netting's also there to prevent hats from going over the boards, too.
3 goals tonight for Brianna Ricker. 5 now on the season for the junior. 16 in her career. So 2:40 to go. Another power play goal for the Cadets. As the player goes down behind the net, Ian Tosca will now throw it. Nice body check there. Clean, legal. That shot blocked. That was McCluskey trying to get a shot off.
When you break it down, half of the goals coming from Norwich off of the power play. So definitely a big talking point from this game is the discipline from Keene State.
Price unable to get it in deep. It goes back into the Owls' end. We approach 2 minutes to play here. Now behind her own net is Jordan Brady. What about a really nice stretch pass to Lindsbickler. But now she has the puck. That shot blocked into the far corner. That one thrown on goal. Chung able to turn that aside. Lyles now. Lindsbickler shoots. That one got deflected. Chung ties it up for a whistle. Final 90 seconds here in Keene. And final 90 seconds in our Saturday hockey doubleheader. We had the men's game earlier. That game started at 3:30. Took on Southern Maine. They fell 3-0 in that one. And Loic Morin was unbelievable on that one.
Yeah.
A 29-save shutout for the first of his young career. The Owls dropped to 0-2 in conference play, and now Keene State women's hockey will drop to 1-1 following a tough loss to a very strong Norwich team.
Yeah, definitely a lot to build off of from this game.
Lyles fanned on it, the pass. Couldn't get to anyone else.
But like I was saying, a lot to build off of from this game with your Keene State. And to be honest, a really good performance. You could have lost a lot worse to this team. And definitely, after some of their losses last year, coming to those top 10 opponents in the nation, being larger losses, you can see the improvement that they've made over the offseason. A couple of their newcomers have made some big impacts, but also just learning as a team, building that chemistry. It'll be a fun rest of the LEC season for both the men's and the women's team.
That shot goes wide. Definitely some positives and negatives to take away from this game. Obviously, the penalties were an issue for the Owls, but Ai Chung was amazing. She's faced 61 shots. She's allowed 6 goals, which means 55 saves. No matter how many goals you allow, 55 saves is unbelievable. It could be 11-1 for all we know, and Ai Chung would still have 65 saves. She's been superb tonight.
Crazy. Crazy.
As there's 26.7 seconds left. Norwich is going to skate to 2-0-0 in the LEC, 2-1 on the season. The Owls will suffer their first loss of the year. Puck tied up on the draw, still fighting for it between the centers. It goes to the corner. DeMeo is there, and she'll look to just pin it against the boards.
DeMeo still getting into it there.
Yeah.
That time with Sophia Nelson on the boards.
Here's Reese fanning on it, and stepping on the puck.
It's a delayed penalty.
Here's Emma Wiseman, a penalty called for a trip. That will go on Ellen Reese, but only for 5.5 seconds. So in the stat books, the Owls will get another power play. Norwich players enjoying themselves on the bench as they are going to come into Keene and take down the Owls. And Tosca wins the draw, goes to D'Souza. 3 seconds left. The shot never got